sure I was not the only one expecting John Cena to win and his overselling of everything that was happening in the Royal Rumble. Instead, it is Jey Uso, the main event, heading to the main event of WrestleMania with his win in the 2025 Royal Rumble match. How shocked were you guys that it ended up being Jey Uso?
I mean, very shocked. I'm sure that there's a lot of Royal Rumble pools that have been destroyed all over the world because we just saw Jey Uso lose against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday Night's main event. So we thought Uso's still going to be popular. We've talked about it on the show. We know that he's big with merch and the fans love him, but not to the point where they thought and we thought that he would win the Royal Rumble. I think it's a big shock. We thought maybe John Cena and definitely maybe CM Punk, but when Punk gets thrown out, it's like, well, wait a minute, could it be John Cena? And then it ends up being Jey Uso. I don't know, Brian. It's a shocker for sure.
Yeah, I think the way they did it was the way they swerved it. Punk gets eliminated. You have Cena, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso. You look at those three and you're like, all right, honestly, only one of these guys can main event WrestleMania. It's the guy in the jorts. And then Jey wins, and I was like, oh, to the point where like, all right, what's happening? You threw it out on Thursday. Dwayne is number 31. You're number just waiting 31. And waiting. It's like, oh, Jey Uso won the Rumble. Like, here we are, somehow, some way.
Who do we think he challenges? Does he go back after Gunther? I assume he's going back after Gunther. And then somehow, I'm guessing it ends up being a four-way dance for the WWE Championship, the way things ended with Rollins, Roman, and CM Punk.
Well, for sure, we saw like a complete 180 for Seth Rollins. We saw it coming for the last few weeks of his kind of change and his demeanor, but he just went completely left doing what he did with Roman Reigns. They kind of planted the seeds talking about the old Shield, maybe teaming up to try to work this thing in the Rumble, but that's some old school Seth Rollins we saw there. We've been asking for this for a while, by the way. No more Phyllis Diller outfits, no more cackle. We want to see the serious Seth Rollins, and we definitely saw him tonight.
That first curb stomp on the outside, whoo, was that stiff.
Pretty stiff.
Oh, was that stiff to Roman. Oh, my. Woo, boy.
But the Gunther part, like, does it lose some of the luster of the fact that we just saw it a week or so ago?
A little bit, but I definitely, let's make sure it's very clear for our new listeners and viewers. You are the most disappointed out of the three. You are crestfallen that Jey Uso, who you believe is just all sizzle and not steak, actually won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. So right now, like, I have a room booked for Vegas for Mania. I've been looking at flights the last week or so, and one of the things I've been debating is coming home Sunday early and not being there for night 2. This confirms I don't need to be there for night 2.
I think Jay's main eventing night 1. I think Jey Gunther's night 1. I think Jey Gunther's night 1.
It's not night 2 because for the sake of the surprise. Like, even looking at some of our comments right now, terrible finish, surprise at the ending, but pleasantly surprised. I did not see that coming. So it was a good swerve. We don't see that a lot, but now you got to tell stories till April.